Welcome to Deep Dive. This podcast is brought to you by Liminal Martech. Liminal is the first Portuguese company specialized in strategic consulting and marketing operations. If you want to grow your business and deliver better customer experiences with marketing technologies such as CRM, automation, BI, and AI, go to www.liminal.pt and find out how. So have you heard about Marketing 6.0?
I have. It's a pretty big buzzword these days, right?
It is, and for good reason. It's basically this whole idea that marketing needs a serious upgrade in our super immersive world. Like, we're talking blurring the lines between physical and digital experiences and brands engaging all your senses, not just what you see and hear.
Yeah, it sounds like a huge shift from how things have always been done.
Exactly. And, we're not just making this up. The heavy hitters, Philip Kotler, Hermawan Kartajaya, and Iwan Setiawan, they wrote a whole book about it. It's called Marketing 6.0. The future is immersive.
Oh, wow. So these guys are like the marketing gurus, right?
Pretty much. And they're saying this isn't just some passing trend. It's like a fundamental shift in how consumers behave and what they want from brands.
So what exactly is this marketing 6.0? Like, what's the main idea?
Well, they call it meta marketing. And it's all about creating this smooth customer journey, blending the physical and digital. Like, it's not just about having a website and a store anymore.
Right. It's got to be more integrated than that now.
Exactly. It's about creating an experience where those two worlds work together seamlessly. Instead of separate online and offline strategies, you've got one big strategy that adapts to wherever your customer is engaging.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture, but how do you actually make that happen? I mean, it sounds pretty complicated.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But the book breaks it down into three key layers. First, you've got your technological enablers. Things like AI, the Internet of Things, even spatial computing.
Hold on, spatial computing, that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
Right. But it's actually becoming more common than you might think. It's basically technology that can understand, interact with the physical world. Like, have you ever seen those AR apps where you point your phone at a building and it overlays information about the businesses inside?
Oh, yeah, I've seen those. That's pretty cool.
So those are real-life examples of spatial computing in action. And these technologies, they're like the building blocks of Marketing 6.0. What's the next layer?
Environments.
You got it. The environments where these crazy experiences happen. We're talking extended realities, which are basically digitally enhanced physical spaces. And then there's the metaverse.
Okay, now things are getting really interesting. Are we all going to be living in virtual worlds soon?
Not necessarily living in them, but spending more time interacting with them for sure. Think about those interactive displays you see in stores or like AR experiences that let you see how furniture would look in your living room before you buy it. Those are extended realities enhancing our everyday lives.
I can definitely see the appeal of that, but the metaverse, that seems like next level immersion.
For sure. It's all about creating these persistent virtual world where we can interact with each other and brands in totally new ways. Think virtual concerts, shopping in virtual stores, even owning virtual land.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's still kind of hard to wrap my head around.
I know, it's like mind-blowing stuff. And it makes you wonder how all this will impact marketing. Well, that brings us to the final layer. Customer-facing experiences.
Bingo! That's where brands use all those tech tools and immersive environments to create engaging and personalized experiences for their customers.
So what kinds of experiences are we talking about? What makes them so different from what's already out there?
One big thing is multisensory marketing, engaging all five senses, not just sight and sound. It's like walking into a store and this amazing scent hits you, making you feel luxurious, or feeling the texture of fabric online before you buy it. That's the power of multisensory marketing.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. It creates a much richer experience for the customer. But tell me, how are brands incorporating this into their strategies? Like, are there any examples?
Oh, absolutely. Take spatial marketing, for instance. It's all about making interactions between humans and machines feel more natural. Like you walk into a store and your phone suggests products as you walk by, or you use an AR app to rearrange furniture virtually.
Okay, that's pretty futuristic. I'm starting to see how all this comes together. But I gotta ask, how do Gen Z and Alpha, those younger generations, fit into all of this? They seem to be driving all these tech advancements.
Oh, they're definitely playing a huge role in shaping Marketing 6.0. These generations, they grew up with tech. They expect brands to meet them in both worlds, physical and digital.
Right. So what does that mean for brands trying to reach these younger consumers? What do they need to know?
Well, one big thing is they have incredibly short attention spans. They're bombarded with info all the time, so brands need to be super creative and engaging. Like, Forget those generic mass market campaigns.
Yeah, it's all about micro-targeting and creating experiences that feel custom-made, right?
You got it. But it's not just about being flashy or attention-grabbing. Gen Z and Alpha, they care about authenticity and sustainability and inclusivity. They want brands that share their values and do good in the world.
So it's a balancing act, being innovative and engaging, but also authentic and purpose-driven.
Exactly. And that's what makes Marketing 6.0 so fascinating. It's not just adopting new technologies, it's using them to create meaningful connections with consumers and build brand loyalty in a totally new way. It's a fundamental shift in how brands interact with their customers, driven by new technologies, evolving consumer behavior, and a growing desire for authentic and personalized experiences.
Wow, it really is a whole new world out there.
It is, and we're just scratching the surface.
You know, one thing that really stuck with me is that whole multisensory experience thing.
Oh yeah, engaging all five senses.
Makes
It's not
sense.
just about visuals and sound anymore, right?
Exactly.
It-
Like we've been saying, marketing has always relied heavily on sight and sound. Think TV commercials, print ads.
Even social media posts, right?
Yeah, exactly. But now with AR and VR, we can start to engage other senses.
It's like a whole new dimension of possibilities.
Exactly. And the book talks about how each sense can be used to create a more immersive and memorable experience.
Okay, break it down for me. What about sight? Visuals are still important.
Oh, absolutely. Visuals are key for setting the scene, conveying information, and evoking emotions.
hmm
But it's not just about having a fancy logo or a flashy website.
It's more about using visuals that tell a story or create an experience.
Exactly. Like imagine those immersive visuals you see at theme parks or at live events. Brands need to aim for that kind of impact even in the digital world.
Right. Okay, I get that. So what about sound? Is that whole sonic branding thing I keep hearing about?
Yes, sonic branding is a perfect example of how sound can create a strong brand identity. Think about that Intel jingle or the Netflix ta-dum sound.
Oh yeah, those are instant brand recognition.
Exactly, they're like audio logos. But it's not just about jingles, it's about creating an atmosphere and enhancing the customer experience.
I know what you mean. Like the music playing in a store, the sound of waves on a beach, even the gentle hum of a coffee shop. All those sounds can change the mood and even influence what we do.
Exactly. And speaking of influencing behavior, I've totally been swayed to buy something just because I liked the music playing in the store. Okay, so I've got sight and sound. What about smell?
Yeah, smell. That's a tough one to figure out in the digital world.
Well, smell is super interesting because it's so closely tied to our memories and emotions.
Oh, I know what you mean. Like the smell of fresh baked cookies takes me right back to my grandma's kitchen.
Exactly. And brands are catching on to this scent marketing thing. They're creating signature scents for their stores, using aroma diffusers, and even developing scented packaging.
Wow, I never really thought about it that way. But what about touch? How do you create that sense of touch when interacting with a brand online?
That's the million-dollar question. And a lot of companies are still trying to figure it out, but there are some exciting things happening with haptic technology.
Haptic technology, what is that?
So basically, it's creating the feeling of touch through vibrations or feedback.
Like when my phone vibrates when I get a notification.
Kind of like that, but way more advanced. Imagine feeling the texture of fabric when you're shopping online, or the force of a button click in a VR game.
That's pretty wild. It would make online shopping so much more engaging.
Exactly. And then we've got taste.
That seems straightforward, but there's got to be more to it than just offering free samples.
Well, taste is a powerful sense. It's all about pleasure and reward. Food and beverage brands have this down, but other industries are catching on. Some retailers, for example, offer coffee or snacks in their stores to create a more inviting atmosphere.
Yeah, or like some car dealerships offering champagne during a test drive.
Exactly. It's all about creating an experience that goes beyond just the product itself.
Okay, we've covered all five senses. It sounds like there's so much potential here.
Yeah.
But how do you create a multisensory marketing campaign that actually works?
Well, the book lays out a three-step process. First, you have to know your goals. What are you trying to do with the campaign? Brand awareness, engagement, more sales.
Okay, start with a clear goal. Got it. What's next?
Next, you need to figure out your touch points. Where are you going to interact with your customers? In the store, online, at some event. Each one will call for a different approach.
Makes sense. And the final step.
You need to deliver these experiences in a way that feels seamless and congruent. Avoid sensory overload. It's all about balance, creating something memorable and enjoyable for your customer.
Okay, this is all making a lot more sense now. But what about spatial marketing? We were talking about environments earlier.
Right. Spatial marketing is all about using technology to make physical spaces better, creating more natural interactions between people and machines.
So less screen time, more real-world interactions.
Yeah.
Sign me up. But how does this actually work?
Well, one example is proximity marketing. You know how you might get a notification on your phone for a sale at a store when you're nearby?
Oh yeah, that happens to me all the time. It always felt a little creepy, though.
It can be if it's not done well. The point is to give people information that's relevant to them at a time they're actually receptive to it.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. What are some other examples of spatial marketing?
Interactive displays that react to your movements, or smart fitting rooms that give you size and style suggestions based on your body type.
Whoa, hold on, that's getting pretty futuristic. Retail's going to look a lot different in the near future, isn't it?
It really is, and it's not just retail. Museums are using AR to bring exhibits to life. Cities are using sensors to make traffic flow better and improve public services.
That's incredible. I can't even imagine what we'll see in the coming years.
That's the beauty of Marketing 6.0. It keeps evolving as technology and consumer behavior change.
Speaking of the future, let's dive into the metaverse. We talked about it earlier, but I'm still not sure I totally understand it.
The metaverse is like a web of interconnected virtual worlds, persistent worlds. We can access them through all sorts of devices.
So it's not just one big virtual world.
Nope, there are tons of metaverses popping up, created by different companies. Some focus on gaming, some on social interactions, and some on shopping. But they all have the same goal, creating immersive experiences that blend the real and virtual worlds.
Okay, that's starting to make more sense. But what does this mean for brands? How can they use the metaverse to reach their customers?
Oh man, the possibilities are mind-blowing. Imagine going to a virtual concert in the metaverse, or shopping for clothes for your avatar, or even touring a virtual version of your favorite city.
Hold on. You can buy stuff in the metaverse, like actual clothes for your avatar.
Yep. And people are spending real money on this stuff. It's a whole new world for commerce.
That's crazy. I can see how this could be huge for brands. But what if the metaverse doesn't catch on?
That's definitely possible, but a lot of experts think it's here to stay. And even if it's not as widespread as some say it will be, it's a valuable testing ground for new ideas and experiences.
It's like a laboratory for the future of marketing.
Exactly. Brands can experiment, see what connects with consumers, and then take those lessons and apply them to their real-world campaigns.
I see. So the metaverse is a part of this bigger picture of Marketing 6.0. It's not just a fad. It has the potential to totally change how brands connect with their audiences.
Absolutely. And just like with any new marketing channel, the key to success in the metaverse is authenticity, engagement, and value for your audience.
So it's not just about setting up a virtual billboard and calling it a day.
Definitely not. You have to think strategically about creating meaningful and memorable experiences for the people you're trying to reach.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But how do you actually do that? How do you pull off a successful metaverse marketing campaign?
Well, the book points out 3 key steps. First, understand your audience and why they're in the metaverse. What are they looking for? Once you know that, you can start to tailor your experiences to their needs.
So just like in the real world, it starts with audience research.
Exactly. But what people want in the metaverse can be different. Some people just want to connect socially. They want to meet new people, go to virtual events.
Makes sense. What about other motivations?
Some people are there for the shopping. They want cool, unique virtual items, or they want to experience brands in a different way.
Right. And then you have the creators, the ones who are building businesses, making content, pushing the limits of what's possible.
Exactly. Understanding your target audience and what they want is crucial to creating a successful metaverse marketing campaign.
Okay, so that's the first step. What's next?
Next, figure out what you want to accomplish and what kind of experiences you want to create. Do you want a virtual storefront, a virtual event, branded collectibles?
Wow, so many options.
The metaverse is all about creative possibilities for brands to connect with their audience.
Okay, so know your audience, have a clear goal. What's step 3?
Experiment. Try stuff out. The metaverse is so new that there's no set formula. Brands have to be willing to test things out, see what works, and keep adapting.
Be bold, be creative, and don't be afraid to fail. I love it. But you know what's blowing my mind right now? This whole idea of O2O, online to offline, marketing in the metaverse.
Ah, yes, O2O is super exciting. It's all about linking the virtual world to the real world.
I'm not sure I get it. Can you explain?
Imagine trying on clothes virtually in the metaverse. And then you can buy the real-life version of the outfit you like.
So it's like a virtual showroom.
Exactly. Or you go to a virtual concert in the metaverse, and then you get a discount code to use at an actual store.
Oh, okay. I get it now. You're using the metaverse to drive real-world actions and sales.
Exactly. That's why so many brands are pouring money into the metaverse right now. It's not just about fancy virtual experiences, it's about making those experiences relevant to the real world.
This is all fascinating. It feels like we've just scratched the surface of Marketing 6.0, though.
We have, but we've hit on the big ideas.
Right. So just to recap, Marketing 6.0 is all about immersive and personalized experiences for the modern consumer, those who are comfortable in both the physical and digital worlds.
Right, and it uses all these new technologies like AI, AR, VR, blockchain to create these experiences.
Got it. And don't forget about engaging all five senses to make those experiences stick with people.
Exactly. And it's about being authentic, sustainable, and inclusive, too.
Right. And being willing to try new things like metaverse marketing and O2O strategies.
Oh, wow, that's a lot to take in. It is a lot. But it's pretty amazing to think about how much things are changing.
It really feels like we're entering this whole new era of marketing. More immersive, more personalized, more connected than ever.
It is a very exciting time to be working in marketing, that's for sure.
I agree. But let's be real. With all this talk about new technologies and strategies, it's easy to get caught up in all the hype. So how will Marketing 6.0 actually affect the average person? How is it going to change our daily lives?
That's the big question, isn't it? I think the most noticeable changes will be in how we interact with brands. Imagine a world where every single interaction is tailored to you, like your needs and preferences.
Oh, wow. So like you're getting personalized recommendations and offers based on your history.
Exactly. And you can move between online and offline experiences without a hitch.
That would be super convenient. But a part of me is thinking, do I really want brands to know that much about me?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. And it's something we need to be careful about as Marketing 6.0 takes off. It's all about finding that balance between personalization and privacy.
Right. We want those relevant and valuable experiences, but not if it means feeling like we're always being watched, you know?
Exactly. And I think transparency and control are key here. Consumers need to know how their data is being used, and they need to be able to opt out if they want to.
So it's not just on the brands to be responsible, but also on us, the consumers, to be informed and take charge of our own privacy.
Exactly. We all play a part.
So let's say both sides are playing their parts. Brands are responsible with data, and consumers are being proactive about their privacy. What are some ways that Marketing 6.0 could actually make our lives better?
Well, it could make shopping way more convenient and enjoyable, like walking into a store and all your favorite things are right there waiting for you, or trying on clothes virtually from home.
Oh, yeah, that would be a huge time saver.
What else? It can help us discover new stuff we might not have even known about. Think about personalized recommendations based on your interests, or getting to experience a product virtually before you commit to buying it.
Right, that could be really helpful, especially for big purchases.
And it goes beyond just shopping, too. Marketing 6.0 could lead to things like smarter cities using data to improve traffic, reduce pollution, and make everyone safer.
Wow, those are some major benefits. It sounds like Marketing 6.0 could make a positive impact on society as a whole.
It has that potential. But it's important to remember that technology is just a tool. It's up to us to use it responsibly and ethically for the benefit of everyone.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into Marketing 6.0, I think the big question is, what's next? What can we expect from this ever-changing field?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's tough to say for sure. The only thing we know is that the pace of innovation is going to keep accelerating. We're going to see even more advanced tech, more immersive experiences, and even more personalization in the coming years.
It's exciting and a little bit scary all at the same time.
It is. But I think the key is to be curious and optimistic about the future. Marketing's always evolving, and that's what makes it so interesting.
I love that. So to all our listeners out there, if you're interested in learning more about Marketing 6.0 and how to prepare for the future, I highly recommend the book by Philip Kotler, Hermawan Kartajaya, and Iwan Setiawan, Marketing 6.0. The future is immersive. It's a fantastic guide to this new world of marketing, and it'll give you the tools you need to navigate these exciting changes.
I second that recommendation. It's a must-read for anyone who wants to stay ahead of the curve in the ever-changing world of marketing.
And a big thank you to Liminal MarTech for sponsoring this episode. If you're looking for experts who can help you leverage marketing technologies to grow your business, Liminal is the way to go. Just go to www.liminal.pt if you want to know how to grow your business with MarTech. And that's all for this episode of The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us as we explore the future of marketing.